We are going to start with the disassembly of a Protank head. This is the Protank head. And the first step is to take a needle nose pliers, put it in the chimney. Chimney snaps off, and then you can take off the silicone grommet. That comes off, and we set that aside. Say hi to Marvin. Next step is to take the head and get your fingernails in there and take out the bottom pin. You can see the pin coming out there. Just pull that pin out and set it aside. Now you have to pinch off this grommet, being careful not to tear it. So you pinch it really good and wiggle it out, and it'll pop out like that. Then you see the coil wires sticking out right there. Okay, so take your needle nose pliers. Marvin is annoying the cameraman right now. So you take your needle nose pliers, you can tug that coil right out, and then your disassembly is complete. The next part of the process is to make yourself a coil. We're going to make a microcoil. I've taken a 1/16 inch drill bit and a piece of 29 gauge Canthal wire, chucked it into the drill so the wire is snug. Okay, bend the wire back this way. Watch that orange spot on the drill. We're going to do a 9 wrap coil. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let go of the wire. So next step is to loosen the chuck, take the drill bit and the coil out of the drill, set the drill aside, we don't need that. And we take the wires and make them go the same direction, straighten them out so that they're both pointing the same way, like that. And this is what it should look like. Okay? At this point, the leads are really long. We're going to trim them to make them about the same length. That'll make our next step a lot easier. So clip that one, set the wire aside. Take our Protank base, and if you look in there, you'll see the hole in the middle. That's where those 2 wires are going to pass through that hole. So we just poke it through, and the drill bit should land in those 2 slots. Okay? Rest the drill bit in the 2 slots. When you rotate the coil over, holding the drill bit so it doesn't fall out, okay, you'll notice that one of the 2 coils, one of the 2 wires, will rest on the outer edge and the other one will be in the middle. The one on the outer edge is this one. We'll just bend that over the rim, like that. Then you can take the insulator that we took out from the Protank head, and you'll see it has a big side and a small side. We'll take the small side and set it over the wire that's pointing straight up, like that. Okay, our next task is to get the insulator back into the hole. This takes a little bit of fiddling around and tends to work out much easier when you're not on video, as the case would be. So pinch it in and just squish it in until it gets into that hole. When you have it back in the hole, just push it straight down, like that. Take the other wire that was sticking straight up and bend it up opposite of the first, so it looks like that. Then we can take the center pin that we removed from the head and place it in the center of the insulator and push it in. That's what that looks like. So the coil is still on the drill bit, and the bottom head is now complete. Now what we have to do is trim off these excess wires. Take your clippers, getting in as close as you can, and snip off those wires. Tuck them back in with your nail. If they touch the base, they'll create a short. Okay, say hello to the helping cat. Hi, Marvin. Okay. Okay, quick vape and we're on to the next step. So now we want to check the resistance of the coil that we just made. Take your base. This is an extra Protank base. You can pick these up for about $1.95, $2. That's what I did, so you don't have to take apart your Protank when you're building heads. It's just an extra base. And we'll screw in the Protank base Okay, take this little gizmo. This is just an ohm reader. You can pick these up for $15 or $20. You don't need one. You can use your device. This is just a little more accurate. So we'll screw the Protank head and base onto that. Flip the switch. About 1.56 ohms. That's all we need to worry about right now. Okay, so you've heard me talk about the Provari. There it is. It's a great device. We're going to use it to burn in your coils. The Provari is good because it won't fire a coil that has a short. You don't necessarily have to have one. They're kind of expensive, but it works. So put the base on your Provari, or on your device, and give it a quick little pulse, and you'll see that it turns red. Okay? We want to compress the coils gently while it's turning red. So fire it, let the button go, get something pointy in there, and squeeze the coils together gently like that. I'm going to do this a few times. And the goal is to get those coils compressed tight together and let them cool. And you want them to glow from the inside center out. And you want them to glow hot. So I've had the Provari turned down. Let me turn it up a bit, and then you'll see these coils glowing hotter. Okay? So this is what we're looking for. The coils glowing hot, starting at the center and getting to the outside. Okay, the next step. Let's wick your coil. So we take a little fluff of cotton. I use CVS sterile rolled cotton. Comes in a box. You can also use, I've used cotton balls from Fry's. And all you do is fondle the cotton till it's in a little straight row and roll it between your fingers to tighten it up. You don't want it too tight or too dense or too fluffy. Just kind of in between fluffy and dense. The goal is to have it slide through your coil without getting stuck and being too tight. If it's too tight, it'll choke and it won't wick as good. Now I found cotton to be the best wicking material. It's better than silica, it's better than Eco-Wool and the stuff you'll buy because it gives you purer flavor and it wicks faster. The only downside to cotton is that it can burn. So twist it till you get it to a nice sharp point like that. And snip the end of it off. Take your coil. And you just want to feed it through your coil like that. And pull it through. Just like that. When you get it like that, take your snippers, lay them on the edge of the coil. You can use snippers, you can use a fingernail clipper, and just clip off the excess wick there and there. Now we're ready to reassemble your coil. So take your chimney that you removed, stick it on your needle nose pliers, and the chimney just snaps right in there. Then take one of your insulators that you removed, slip it over your chimney, like that. Slide it down, and it should rest right on the top of your cotton like that. This one is done and ready to go, and we'll put it right by the copper vein reel so you get a good look at that. That's all there is to it.